how to be balanced in life, how to properly be balanced. See, balance is key. Just like the New Balances on your feet, that's key. Because you go through new circumstances and new situations in your life every single day. So finding that equilibrium, finding that charge that you need every day is subjectivity. And of course, it's going to become objectivity. Because when you subjectively are inclined within yourself, you are able to actually object these things, aka project these things, and go throughout your day with no baggages or no circumstances and situations that you have a whole lot of bricks, a whole lot of rocks in your temple. And of course, you don't want rocks in your temple. Your temple got to be cleared. Your mind have to be cleared. Because there's a whole lot of programs out here that's ready to basically combobulate your mind with certain things that you shouldn't even be paying attention to. Almost to the point that you be taking bullets for things that's not directed into your perspective. You taking on battles and circumstances and situations that ain't got shit to do with you. You in the witchcraft. You in the rapture. You done wrapped yourself up into a candy wrapper. And of course, you became somebody's fruit. You became somebody's eating task. You became somebody's Lunchables. And you don't want to become somebody's food. You don't want to become somebody's plate. Because remember, your spirit is gravitating towards ideas and, of course, feelings and emotions. And, of course, your spirit is going to digest these things. So if you don't know that you're in a rapture and you don't know that you're basically being drinked every time you're paying attention to things that have no value and no purpose towards your path, then you're going to forever put yourself in a sinking hole. Just like the movie Get Out. When the nigga came over there to visit the chick, the chick was in on things. See, now, if he ain't put himself in circumstances and situations by being too open and too out there, then he would have been Gucci. But he knew his spider senses was tingling. He knew that he shouldn't even be here. He seen shit for himself. He wasn't stupid. He had foresight. He seen shit. He knew something wasn't right. And of course, a lot of circumstances and situations played out to the point where he done got himself out that circumstance. His organs was saved. He ain't had a reaction or response when the nigga took a photo of him. He ain't get photolized. Because of course, that nigga was brutalized. Once that nigga took the picture, nose started dripping. And of course, you don't want to be in a circumstance situation of being programmed. See, the dude with the nose drip, this is a prime example of being in places being at places where you shouldn't belong. Or just being out there in the public where you shouldn't belong. And I believe it was Halloween that night when his ass got snatched up. So you have to be very careful what you're getting yourself into, certain programs and certain realm of realities, because of course, too many responsibilities become burdens. And when things become burdens and when things become too strong on your spirit, you can't move, you can't swim. When you have a whole lot of things running and going on, you want to do this, do that, your spirit is basically going over here. It's just planting all these seeds, but these seeds got to be nurtured, and it takes time, and it takes all elements. You got to have the cardinal, which is coming up with new ways on how to combobulate things. Then you got to have the fix, which you have to be fixated in your own ways of doing things, aka building on that shit, taking your time and going up. Then you're going to be able to actually mutable it, aka actually go out in the public and be mutable and be adaptable with your modality of how you came across these things. Some people, they just get lost into the mutable. They got you living mutable. Then they got you being fixated in one way of thinking about something. And of course, they got you coming up with new ways on how to do the same routine pattern again. So you got to be very careful what you're getting yourself into. You got to be very careful with the baggages that you basically carrying in your back or your book bag. So you got to learn how to release sometimes. Everything ain't got to be perspective and that projection. Just come up with your own idea, come up with your own concept, and of course, be balanced on that shit. Balance your way around these circumstances and situations. This way, once you're balanced, you got to even fair. You got to even square where you can learn how to maneuver around certain things and multitask at times. But of course, it all starts with you focusing on one thing at a time and having a dream and having a plan and planning way ahead of your time. Because if you just get into shit out here, then of course you're going to be unbalanced. You're going to be carrying a whole lot of spirits, a whole lot of responsibilities within inside your body. That's going to put your ass on Front Street. You don't want to be put on Front Street. So you got to be very careful, be very aware, and be very balanced and be very light. This way, when you go out in your day, you would know what to get into and you would know what not to get into. So yeah, it's highly important to basically have that equilibrium, have that balance, and have that scale where the waters is basically coming together. And you ain't up here, and then you going down here. Like, you want to make sure when you rise, you're rising together with all your modalities and all your elements. And that's it. Love y'all.